This is Charles Folkart. It's November 26, 2016. I want to bring you a little more evidence here on Dave Hodges being a gatekeeper. I wouldn't even be making this video if Dave Hodges had not censored my comment and banned me from his site, and I'll get into that in a moment. It's been my contention that sites like All News Pipeline, SteveQuayle.com, and the Hodges The Common Sense Show are nothing more than fear porn sites, clickbait sites, and they're all gatekeepers. And I have some more evidence here I wanted to show you. So here we go. As you can see here, back in March of 2016, I did a video on the All News Pipeline, Susan Duclos, Gatekeepers for those who rule over us, and I mentioned right here Hodges. And since then, I've got a lot more evidence to support my view that these people are nothing more than gatekeepers. And my definition of a gatekeeper is someone who controls your access to important information that you would need in order to have a correct understanding of what's happening in the world about you. And what happens with these sites, those who run these sites, they get you to come there and they tell you all the bad things that are happening, and they always use names like they and the New World Order, the Illuminati, the elite, the powers that be, but they never name them. They never want that. They'll name them if they're not Jewish, but if they're Jewish, you'll never know that fact from these people. A lot of them, most of them, I think, or all of them, are Judeo-Christians. They believe the Jews are God's chosen, and so they get you to come to their site, and they want you to be concerned and afraid, and they want you to buy and click on their ads on their site, or in the case of Steve Quayle, to buy your precious metals from Steve, because the shit's going to hit the fan, and we're all in deep trouble, so you need to buy silver, and you can buy it from me. But I'm never going to tell you who's behind all this, because they're the chosen ones. And so, you get sick of that. I get sick and tired of these people who I know better, because I've been contacting them in a very civil, polite manner. I think you're wrong here. You might want to check it out. And when you do that 2 or 3 times, and then if you can even get that far, and in the case of All News Pipeline, they banned me after, in fact, they banned me twice, and I mentioned that in that previous video. So these people they're not working for us, they're not with us, they're against us, because they're withholding information that you need to know. And they get a lot more views than I do, and they get a lot more attention. They go on the podcast, and they get talk shows, and blah blah blah. Everybody, Steve Quayle's on the Jimmy Baker show, and on the Hegman, and they just get publicity, and they support each other. So people think, the normies think that, or don't think about who's actually behind all this. So anyway, let's go on here. So I did a Google. I've already mentioned I don't like using Google, but in these kind of cases I do. So we had Dave Hodges, The Common Sense Show. And I really like this one. Dave Hodges, The Common Sense Show, freeing America one slave mind at a time. And I'll click on here, and in live, so you can see The main reason I'm on these people is because of what we're going to see here in a moment, I hope. So here we are. I click on that link that should have led me to the Dave Hodges show, who's enslaving or freeing one enslaved mind at a time. And as you can see, I've been banned. And here's my, I'm really glad to see that my previous exposure of the All News Pipeline is here, but just above it we have Facebook bans Dave Hodges for daring to expose what, and I can't read the rest of that, and he's, move over John Rappaport and Michael Rivero. Dave Hodges joins, and he talks about, it makes me think they are gatekeeper sites. Oh boy, David, you're a gatekeeper site, and you're complaining because you got banned from Facebook, and yet you banned me for saying this. So I wrote this on his Common Sense site. He's freeing one enslaved mind at a time. And I said this, for quite some time, some of us have been trying to warn you, Hodges, Steve Quayle, A&P, etc., about who is behind the destruction of the United States, but you all refuse to listen, labeling us anti-Semites as per your programming, and in many instances censoring our comments. Now that we are being shown to be right, I said that because it's coming out all over the place. Those of you who have refused to accept our information are slowly but surely being forced to acknowledge that we have been right, or lose what little credibility you have left, just like the mainstream media is being forced to accept reality with no credibility remaining with anyone half awake. Much of the blame for what is happening lies with you deniers for taking so long to get out of denial. And let's see if you censor this comment. Well, Mr. Quayle, I'm sorry. Well, Mr. Hodges not only censored my comment, he banned me completely, which I think is pretty funny, because I don't need to go to Hodges' site to get the information I need. I don't need Dave Hodges to hide things from me. I'm a big boy. I can handle it, Dave. So why don't you become a big boy yourself and start letting people know who. We want to know who is behind the destruction of the United States. You know, it's obvious I got to him. Because this time he not only didn't post my comment, but he banned me from his site. So I know I'm getting through. And in the long run, he's going to lose. These people are going to lose. They're going to lose what credibility they have, because even the brain dead are beginning to wake up. I took this photo. It's a little blurry, but I took this photo at Angkor Wat, and you can see the gatekeepers here who restrict the access to the temple. And that's what we need to do. We need to cut the heads off of these gatekeepers. Well, Mr. Hodges, he likes to make us think that he's freeing one enslaved mind at a time, but he doesn't want to tell you, he doesn't want to name who we're being enslaved by. No, he don't go there. It's always a euphemism. But, he calls himself the Common Sense Show. Common sense and sound judgment in practical matters also means wisdom, insight, perception, and perspicacity. So here we are at perspicacity, and it's the quality of having ready insight into things. Hey, David, you're telling us that you don't have the insight as to who is behind all this? Huh? You're afraid to come out and name names and connect the dots. Mr. Hodges, you're coming across like you got an insight and you know what's going on, and you're a leader, but you're afraid to mention names. put all the pieces of the puzzle together for us, you don't really expect us to believe you don't really know what's going on, do you, David? So I anticipate these people in the long run are going to lose, and they're going to lose credibility. And I think it's going to be better that they do. It's going to be better for everybody. And I'm going to do my part to bring that about, because I think these people are as bad as those who control us, because they are preventing the average person who clicks on their site and gets the information from knowing what's really going on in our world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. I do wish you the best. See ya.